Teams that got to be strong, and a defensive unit that's got to be able to stand strong and continue to escalate their play. The Huskies need to put those mixed together, the core four, and take it to that next gear tonight. The Huskies 4-2 taking on Monticello, 3-3 coming your way next on QCTV.
Four and two, Andover hosting 3-3 Monticello, the final Friday night of the regular season. Steve Thompson, Joe Rulin tonight. It is a cool, damp night, but the Andover Huskies love to throw the ball. The wind is down, and they should be able to move the football tonight against some magic.
They should. Monticello needs to kind of gear their game and get it ready for section play. Just 2 games away, and I'm looking forward to seeing the Huskies hit on those core fours we talked about in the pregame as well. Getting that balance of their running game, the passing game, but also, hey, some special team components, managing those returns, and we're ready to go now.
Andrew Roth kicks it off, puts it on the ground. Short kick scooped up by Andover at the 28. There's room, 45, 50, 45. And then inside the 35-yard line was the up man for the Andover Huskies. And a terrific return to start the football game.
We get a look at the Huskies on their first series on the field. I got to like the way we talked about special teams in pregame, and they hit that gear definitely. And left tackle for the Huskies, Luke Wolf. Left guard is Isaac Nowak. Alec Frosley at center, very mobile, very key player tonight for the Huskies. Alec Pelkey followed by right tackle Aiden Winters Boynton. Then you have Michael Robertson. He's back along with Tate Johnson. Teddy Heller's been contributing well. And money time and moment time with Sam Musungu out there as a wideout as well. He gets that first pass and they connect right out of the gate, try to get him in that mix immediately. Defensive set here. Head coach Brian Odlin is Wallen, followed by Bauer, Flukeiger, along with Montgomery, Jungles, Fieldsmith. And we can catch up with those also on the next series too as well. That pass falls just short. And we'll have a third and short. Trying to get a few people in the mix quickly. Kopetsky was that pass attempt towards.
So a gain of 7 on first down, incomplete on second, third down, and 3 yards to go for Andover at the 28-yard line. They need to get it just outside the 25. Opening possession of the game for Andover, the quarterback Landon Nelson. He's going to toss it out. This is Kirshner trying the left side. 25, dives all the way down to the 20-yard line before he is tripped up there by that Monticello defense. Monticello in white. Brock Holthouse made the stop.
Kirshner did a good job of letting that block and that gap develop as he got wide and sprinted up the field for a good pickup that time in a first down.
Gain of 8, first down, and they throw it quickly to the left. That was Nelson, and the intended receiver on the near side, nowhere near that pass. It'll be second down and 10 for Andover.
Huskies this season, hey, they know that Musungu's going to get a lot of over-the-top coverage. They got to get it to Petsky. They got to get it to Heller. They've got to find some distant outlets. Robertson is another one who's been a key player since his return from the injuries.
They're going to throw it out to the right, a little wide. It is caught. It is knocked down there by Michael Robertson. Robertson turns it upfield for a short gain where it'll be third down. So third down and long for Andover here on the opening drive. We're under 11 minutes to go in quarter number 1.
Yeah, and Robertson, as I mentioned, gets interactive in that piece. So they've been trying to go to 3 different receivers. And now the 4th here to start on their first drive.
They're down and 7, ball at the 17-yard line. They need it just outside the 10 to move those sticks. And here's Nelson scrambling right up the middle. Won't get the first down. He's brought down inside the 15-yard line where it'll set up fourth down. And a decision for Tom DeVellis, the head coach.
Yep, I think he's had already set. It was going to be 4-down territory all along.
Gain of a couple. Fourth down, and we're going to call it 5. It is a short 5.
And they're going to go for the field goal.
They're going to set up the field goal. Landon Nelson is the kicker, right hash. It's going to be from the 22, 32-yard attempt for Landon Nelson. Snap, spot, kick, on the way line, drive is good.
Special
and Andover
teams
has a 3-0 lead.
Hey, it's been the special teams that started this on that onside kick. They picked it up, took it in good position, and they cap it off with a field goal. And the special teams are hitting that next gear as they need to, getting ready for postseason. And you need all of those avenues working. And the Huskies jump out to a 3-0 lead. Huskies on the season have outscored their opponents 262 to 148 in the first quarter. They have outscored their opponents 77 to 28.
So Andover goes 6-7 plays, and they go just 35 yards on that 32-yard field goal by Landon Nelson and take a 3-0 lead. They had 1 first down on that drive, but it was all set up by a great kickoff return. Monticello put it on the ground. Andover got it at about the 28-yard line and got it all the way to the plus 35-yard line, so a short field. And Andover on the board, and Andover's been piling up points this year. They've won 2 in a row. As we mentioned, 4-2. Wins over Buffalo and Coon Rapids coming into this one tonight. And now it's going to be Landon Nelson to kick it off. And 2 players back deep for the Magic. Ball is in the air. It's going to go to the far side of the field. And it's going to be bobbled there. And good coverage by Andover. Terrific coverage downfield. And in on that play, Ben Peterson. Great special teams play as he swarms under Tyson Business.
Well, I love that kickoff as well because it's projected high. They're going to look at the offensive set here for Monticello. Hangsblain followed by Schulander. Jansen at center. Ellis at right guard, followed by Flugheiger at right tackle. Vaness, Kansenberger along with Halthus, Wirtz, Moss, and Emmerich. Luke Emmerich as the quarterback.
And here we go. Handoff up the gut for Monticello over the 10. Just a short gain on that play. And the running back, Caleb Moss, carried it up the middle. Short gain. It'll be second down on the play.
Defensive set here is Halleckson. We'll expand more on him and what he's done in terms of tackles for losses and the great season. Constance, along with Harry Baumhauer. Larson at linebacker. Jace Larson. Weichel. He is back. I didn't think he might make it back. And Nolan Israelson, superstar. Watch Nolan Israelson tonight. We'll get you caught up also with the remaining D-backs and quarterbacks.
Quarterback's going to keep it, try to get around to the edge. Andover pursues, and they run him out of bounds. Obi Ayafa made the play over there on the quarterback for the Monticello Magic. Luke Emmerich, not much running room. He's going to lose yardage back to near the original line of scrimmage and beyond. They're going to take him back to about the 8-yard line, and it's going to set up third down and long for the Monticello Magic on their opening drive of the game. 8:22 and counting to go, quarter number 1.
Emmerich on the season was rushed for 203 yards, averaging 50 a game. But that time lost some yardage. Third and long.
Emmerich into the end zone, rolling right, being chased. It's caught and dropped near the 16-yard line. In and out of the arms of Tyson Business. Good coverage by Andover. It'll set up fourth down, and Andover poised to get it in very good field position.
Yep, 3 and out, and it started with special teams again. In fact, that high trajecting kickoff by Andover allowed the squad to get down and cover, and they have the shadow of the goalpost. Right now at the back does Monticello for this punt.
And the punter is Luke Emmerich. Emmerich has to go through his legs to the back of the end zone. He goes out of the back of the end zone, and that is a safety. 5-0 Andover.
Fantastic play on top of that, and wow, explosive play for the Huskies coming out. That snap just died just before it got to Emmerich, the punter.
Safety number 54, Blake Alexson. Andover 5, Monticello 0.
I talked about Alexson to start at, and Alexson just doing a fantastic job this season. He's really elevated his play on that defensive line and also now on that special team play.
So 5-0 lead for Andover, and they will get the ball back here on a free kick. Still an outstanding field position, so a great start for Andover. They forced the 3 and out. Great special teams play. Monticello starting in the shadow of their own goal line at the 9 and didn't get much. And then on the snap, the punter and quarterback, Luke Emmerich, had to get away from him. And it is a cool, damp night. It's not raining or snowing, but there is a lot of moisture in the field, and that ball, as time goes on, and the game balls will get wet. And now they like to tee it up.
You got it. First time I've had a chance to see Demario Davenport here for the Huskies in special teams.
Here's a knuckle ball. It gets away from Iafa, and Iafa's going to return it to the 30. He picked it up. He's still on his feet out to the 35-yard line. Well, Obi Iafa did a really nice job to get positive yardage for Andover there, and the Huskies will start their second drive right at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, EAFE that time. Oh, fun to watch him explode. And the Huskies have some pretty good field position on their second possession here. Huskies come in averaging 267 yards in the air, 174 on the field, or excuse me, on the rush. And they've been getting it together, a good balanced attack.
Here's Nelson handing it off to the running back. That is Kirshner. Kirshner positive yards right up the gut on that Magic defense. Over the 40 to the 41-yard line. Gain of 6. Second down and 4.
And Kirshner comes in leading rusher for the Huskies this season at 387 yards. He's probably close to 400 after that big pickup on the first possession as well. He's also got 3 touchdowns, averaging 64 yards a game rushing.
Nelson can run it. Kirshner again. Good surge from that O-line near the 45. Could be an Andover first down. We'll see about that. They stop the clock. 7:18 to go, and they rule it is a first down for Andover. Their second of the game.
Well, key to watch Alex Frostley, the center. He's been starting since he's a sophomore. He works like a quarterback. Make those line calls, and he's finally getting healthy.
They toss it out near side and running it over the 50. The 45 still on his feet is Teddy Heller. And that was a slick play to the left side, and Heller carries it over midfield all the way down to that 43-yard line.
Heller's been coming a little bit more alive each play and each season, each game. This year he's hasn't had that many carries. He's probably picked up as much as he did on the ground on that one carry as he's had all season, but receiving the ball has also been a big factor.
Dropping back, Nelson Masungu over the middle, a little too far. Second down. By the way, the gain on that play was 12, and it was another Andover first down. And then Nelson tries to go up top to Sam Masungu, and why not? 28 catches, 274 yards, averaging just shy of 17 a catch, and an astonishing 12 touchdowns in 6 games, Joe.
Why? That's represented with the letter A for adequate.
Yeah, wow.
No, he is doing great. Musungu moments.
Sam Masungu, outstanding point guard and one of the top wide receivers anywhere in the metro area, and for that matter in the state.
You can see Monticello has him bracketed right now.
And they swing it out, little bubble screen, and the Monticello Magic snip that out. Good defensive play over there. That was terrific. Griffin field Seth all over that one. They'll lose a couple back to the 45-yard line.
Well, you know, tackle for losses have been difficult for Monticello this season. In fact, they have, coming into this game, just 16 tackles for losses. Meanwhile, for Andover, they're at about 60 plays in which they've had tackles for losses.
Third down and 12, 2. Make that 3 wide receivers to the right. And a man goes in motion. This is Nelson on the keeper on his feet, and the Magic meet him at about the 44-yard line. Another good defensive play. Griffin field set again, comes in there and puts a hit on. And that'll set up fourth down and Andover a 5-0 lead, and we'll see if they kick it away. Of course, Landon Nelson is their kicker and their punter and their quarterback, so they can do a lot of things on fourth down and 10.
Let's see first if they can maybe draw them offside here to get a quick 5. He's going to step back for a quick punt here.
And he'll punt it away, and this is a low end over end, and that'll take a bounce into the end zone for a touchback. So punt goes all the way through. Monticello will start first and 10 at their own 20-yard line, down 5-0, and it could be much worse for the Magic.
Yeah, it has, and you know the Magic has not necessarily posted a lot of points this season. In fact, coming into this game, they had outscored their opponents 97-92, but now with those 5 points, it's 97-97 in terms of points scored and points allowed. And the third quarter has not been a friend of theirs. They have not scored at all in that third quarter. So it's a key for them to jump out early.
Wins over Rogers, St. Cloud Tech, Cambridge Isani. And they're going to run it off the right side and get a few on that Andover defense over the 20-yard line out to about the 23-yard line. And the ball carrier on that play was Justin Wirtz. Wirtz a short gain, second down.
Monticello averaging about 120 yards passing, and meanwhile, excuse me, that's running. Meanwhile, averaging probably about 48, now close to 50 yards passing per game. So the running game is their key.
And they're going to hand it off. Second man through. Good surge by Monticello. We got a ball on the ground. Andover says they have it. They do. A fumble by the Monticello Magic. And we're going to get a look at it, but the Huskies celebrating, and why not?
Big time turnover. They've been forcing through. They've forced now 8 fumbles on the season and recovered 6 of them or 7 of them now, and that puts them back in the field goal in great field situation here on the 30-yard line.
Caleb Weichel comes up with it. You saw it on that replay a moment ago, and Andover in business on that fumble on the second play from scrimmage on that drive, and now Andover at the 30-yard line. Straight back, Nelson airs it out toward the corner, too far from Musungu. Second down and 10.
Really targeting Musungu as they have the last couple of games. In fact, Musungu in his last 2 games, you mentioned he has a total of 16 catches for 247 yards and 8 touchdowns. That's just in the last 2 games. He's been heating up. So Landon has enjoyed going to him quite a bit, building a lot of trust.
Second down and 10, Andover 30-yard line, and the running back with room is Kirschner, and he may have 10 and a first down. Kirschner kept those legs churning right up the gut on that Monticello defense, and that we're going to get an official timeout, an injury timeout, as one of the Magic players down on the field.
Well, Kirschner can run north and south. He can also bounce outside, let those holes kind of open up and the timing all transpire. And that time he just went right down the middle. So 4th carry for Kirschner. And to take a look right now at the standings here. As the district, here we have the North Central, Elk River 6-0, Andover 4-2, Rogers 3-3, Coon Rapids 2-4, and Buffalo 2-4. The 2 losses for Andover. You got it. And the Andover 2 losses have come to a couple of tough teams, and it's St. Francis, at St. Francis, and also I'll look at a loss to Elk River. Top 10 rankings in the Metro here. You got Maple Grove, 6-0, Rosemount. Saw them in a scrimmage. They look polished. Stillwater, Shakopee, St. Thomas Academy, Lakeville South, Eden Prairie, Centennial moving up as well, along with Forest Lake. They took a tough loss last week to Stillwater, wrapping up with Prior Lake.
Maple Grove, though, the runner-up a year ago in 6A, may be the team to beat. I had a chance to see them play at Wayzata. Wayzata had an early lead, but Maple Grove plays such outstanding defense. They absolutely shut the Trojans down, starting in the second quarter through the end of the football game. Here's Nelson. He's going to hand it off. Here's Kirschner again. He's got a few inside the 20 down to the 17-yard line. More than enough for a first down.
Wow, to pick up a 5, on that one for Kirschner, and they're establishing that run. They know that that run can slow down the rush as well. And Nelson himself not opposed to running.
And he is going to keep it, call his own number right behind the center to about the 15-yard line. The Magic have been reacting pretty well to Landon Nelson running the football. He just went right behind Alex Frosley, the center, and picked up a few. It'll be second down for Andover. Once again, a field goal, Landon Nelson from 32 yards, and a safety on a bad snap. Monticello punt attempt. Well, it is 5-0. Andover looking for more. Late quarter number 1. Nelson's going to pitch it out. Kirschner at the 15-10. Dives near the 6-yard line. That'll be enough for a first and goal for Andover.
Like that play. It's a sloppy night, a little bit wet and cold on that field just yet from a rain earlier. But good hands, watching it in, securing it. And you just watch Kirschner from this level open up, wait for those blocks to mature. And that hole came just perfect from him. And he runs with that lean like he's running downhill.
Gain of 11, first and goal, Andover. Nelson straight back. Musungu had it blocked and almost picked off. Blocked at the line of scrimmage. Good job by the Magic. And Andover is fortunate there. It'll be a second and goal.
Musungu moment as they tried to catch him on a quick out. But they have kind of learned, hey, he drops back. He looks to his left. Which side is Musungu to? And get your hands up from a defensive end or a linebacker perspective. So good play for Monticello.
Kirshner to the right of Landon Nelson. Long count, takes a snap, calls his own number left side. 5, walks into the end zone. Touchdown Andover. Landon Nelson on the ground. And it's 11-0 Huskies.
Looked to be about a 8-yard scamper that time for Nelson. And I'll tell you, he's had close to 80 rushes this season coming in, 75 rushes, 357 yards, averaging 5 a carry. That is now his 6th rushing TD of the season. He's averaging 60 on the ground as well, and balance that with the 240 he's averaging in the air. That's a great balance.
Luke Dennett, key as a holder. Landon Nelson, snap spot. And Nelson bangs it through. 13-0 Andover. And that scoring drive just 30 yards in 5 plays, capped off by a 7-yard Landon Nelson touchdown run.
Oh, thank you. You always have to be right, Steve. I thought 8, you said 7. I noticed the emphasis on that. But you're right, Nelson punches it in, and 30-yard drive, cash it in. So we're seeing it from all ends. We said the core 4 has to take place tonight, and that includes, you know, the running game, the passing game. We'll see the passing game come because of the success of the running game, but the running game's been plunging and determined and running downhill, and of course the special teams and the defense just played a role already here in the first quarter, getting that safety and also the turnover.
And here's Andover to kick it off. Landon Nelson, a high end over end, taken on the far side of the field. They're going to set up a reverse and try the reverse, and they've got running room. 30-35 out near the 40-yard line. Good play by the Magic on the reverse, and they pick up positive yardage there. And that was Brock Holthaus returning it to the 40, and that's going to be their best starting field position. They started at their own 9 and their own 20-yard line, and here they are out at the 40-yard line, late quarter number 1.
I like that play. You even saw some of the Andover players. They had their back to Holthaus. Even if they had the ball, they were running towards the initial ball carrier. So, set here for Monticello, chance to counter.
Emmerich runs the option near side. Andover smells it out. And a big loss on the play. Harry Baumhauer all over that play for the Andover Huskies.
Yeah, he was shot out of a cannon and slow to get up.
Yeah.
34.
Yeah, Hoheisel, no shot. And he got banged up on the play. Ball goes all the way back to the 33-yard line. A loss of 7 on the play. That had no chance, Joe.
None. And I talked about those tackles for loss versus Monticello's tackles for loss. And the Huskies have been so dominant in that category throughout the season. And they continue to add. They came in with 60 tackle for losses. They've already had 3 tonight.
Andover up 12-0, quarter number 1, another injury timeout. Once again, walking off the field under his own power, Tyler Hoheisel, a running back, 5'11" senior. And they mix and match on running backs, but Monticello just mistake prone here tonight. They had the bad snap on the punt in the end zone, led to a safety. They gave up a big kick return early in the game, and then, of course, a fumble set up Andover on a short field. So the Magic down 12-0, but they've made a ton of mistakes. They could be down by more.
Yeah, absolutely. And Coach Tom DeVellis called out a couple of his defensive players, Nolan Israelson, Blake Hellickson. Top performance. He also mentioned Harry Baumhauer as another, just having great years, and through this season, they've really accelerated.
Emmerich drops back, has time, swings it out. It's caught at the 40-yard line. Good pitch and catch. Griffin Fieldseth brings that one in, and that's a positive gain. Gets them back to near the original line of scrimmage, out at about the 41-yard line, where it'll be third down.
I like that ball that Emmerich throws. I was wondering what kind of a ball I could see it from him, but I can see why they need to open it up a little bit more with him. If they can get that time and protection coming in. He had thrown 3 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and a total of 300 yards passing the ball this season.
Emmerich once again running back to his right. Slot backs left and right. They're going to run the option left. No, shovel pass. Nothing doing there. Trying to get it to Brock Holthouse, and the Andover Huskies said, no way.
Israelson, Nolan Israelson. What a hit. He almost took the number off his jersey with that hit. And Israelson just been a beast. I've seen some plays this year where he's diving over the top of the lineman trying to get the sack or fumble. And I'll tell you, he is one defensive player and a linebacker to reckon with. He opens up some tackling opportunities for his teammates because he's usually double teamed, but this time I think he took the number off this jersey of the
Holthouse really took a big hit there on that inside shovel pass. It is a loss of 1. It'll set up 4th down and 10 for Monticello. 1:02 to go in the quarter.
If you look at that
Holthouse
again,
moves off.
It looked like he hit a brick wall, literally.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't go any farther. He looked like he was going to get some ground, but Nolan just stepped right into that tackle. And as a wrestler, he pinned him, stuck him after that tackle as well. So back now, Huskies are ready to return the punt if, in fact, Monticello will do that.
And Emmerich will punt. He is the quarterback as well. And 1 player back deep for the Andover Huskies. Kick is away. Good high punt. And the Huskies are going to let it bounce. And that's going to take a magic bounce inside the 20. Getting out of the way was the return man on that play, Demario Davenport. That was a wise move. And Andover will start with their worst field position so far in the game at their own 16-yard line.
Well, their 4th possession, correct, here in this first quarter.
That is correct.
I tell you, they've been hitting a little pound and ground and trying to get at things that way. And let's see if they can continue that effort, because Kirshner up the middle, running north-south, mixed with Landon Nelson following up right behind if Kirshner takes that fake first and off. But they've been getting some space, and then that's going to open up a chance to hit the full stride in that run, passing game as well.
17-yard line officially, 1st down and 10. Kirshner near the 20. Short gain, 2nd down. Could be the final play of the quarter with Andover leading at 12-0. They have a field goal, a safety, and a 7-yard touchdown run by Landon Nelson. And the extra point was good. So Landon Nelson has had a hand in all but 2 of the points in the game for Andover, and the clock continues to move. And Andover in no hurry to huddle up or run a play, and I think we're going to wind it down to the end of the first quarter. Well, 4-2 Andover, leading 3-3 Monticello here in this North Central District game, Week 7. Steve Thompson, Joe Rulin, quarter number 2 coming up here on QCTV.
Andover 12, Monticello 0.
First one in the book, all right.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And welcome to Husky Stadium.
As a high school within the Anoka-Hennepin School District, tonight's athletic event is following the rules and regulations of the Minnesota State High School League.
As team captains, we support and lead the expectations of good sportsmanship. We ask everyone to show respect and sportsmanship to both teams and our officials throughout the game.
Please refrain from any negative or unsportsmanlike behaviors.
Let's make tonight's game a great experience for all players and students.
Thank you for your support and enjoy the game.
And we are back. Quarter number 2 coming up. Steve and Joe, our great QCTV crew, on a cool, damp night. At least the precipitation has moved out, and we're glad that it's not windy here tonight, or it would be miserable for the players and the spectators. Once again, end of the regular season in sight next Wednesday. Andover gets Cambridge ISD here at Andover. Monticello will finish on the road, and they will be on the road at Sauk Rapids Rice to close out the regular season. Here's Kirshner with room, 25. Still on his feet out near the 29-yard line. He was tackled from behind on the play by Jackson Montgomery. But Kirshner's had a really good night, Joe.
Yeah, and when he's running north-south, he's going the A-gap, really jumping right behind Frosley. And they're making those calls perfect as Frosley right at the line. Beautiful gaps.
Kirshner again, right up the middle to maybe the 35-yard line. So Dylan Kirshner has been a big part of this offense. As Joe mentioned, coming in, 84 carries, just shy of 390 yards and 5 touchdowns. But he has been the focus so far in the game, out to the 36. Gain of 7. Second down, Nelson tees it up. Now he's going to run. He has room, 45, tripped up at the 48-yard line. Nice shoestring tackle there by the Magic to trip up Nelson. What could have been a much bigger gain. That was Major Jungles with the tackle for the Magic, but it is another first down at the 49-yard line.
Good run. He read that, picked it up early, noticed that the backs of those D-backs were not at all facing him, and a chance to pick up some yards.
He'll swing it out. Kirshner's going to be wrapped up and dropped for a loss. Nice defensive play over there by the Magic. They read that beautifully as they tried that little swing pass left, and they actually lose a few on the play back to the 46.
Yep, I wonder if that will set something up here later in the game. As you can see, they went in motion. He got out there. They tracked him perfectly. Beautiful tackle. And the TFL, as I mentioned, just 16 on the season coming for Monticello, but they've had 2 tonight.
Good play by Johnny Sanchez, one of the defensive backs for the Magic. And now it's second down and 13. Nelson straight back. He's going to tee it up near side. Masungu open, just overshoots him at the 20-yard line, and they have not been able to connect. That's the storyline with 10:07 to go in quarter number 2. So far, quiet, Nelson to Masungu.
Yep, and I would just missed, just by a couple of yards. He aired it out. They had coverage over the top, keeping an eye on Musungo, but that ball, if it was online, would have been a reception. He had some spacing he created, did Musungo.
We have trips to the right, 1 to the left. Once again, Kirshner, the running back, by the quarterback. Landon Nelson, the senior. They look to the sideline, wait for a play.
I thought they were looking at me.
Well, they probably were too. Here's Nelson rolling out right, trying to find space, throws on the run. Masungo at the 43, catches, still on his feet, and brought down at the 34-yard line. He found a spot in that Magic defense, more than enough for a first down, and they're going to play hurry up.
Huskies line back up, and I like that route by Musungo. He looked like he was going to go deep, ran kind of a dig and came back.
Gain of 20, first down. Here's Kirshner with room in the 25, and then he's wrestled down at the 23-yard line. Big high hit by Luke Emmerich, a defensive back, but another first down for the Andover Huskies, and they're going to set it down at the 23-yard line. Gain of 11, another first down. Hurry up offense. Nelson pitches it out, and Kirshner just has to fall on it at the 29-yard line. And that could have been a little damp football there. It slipped out of his hands.
But also that rush coming at him. You know, the old anxiety goes up, IQ goes down. And when you have that defensive player in your face, they read it well that time because they tried to take that option away that time. But
they drop 6, second down and 16 now. For Andover up 12-0 with the ball. 9 minutes to go. Quarter number 2. Kirshner goes around his quarterback from right to left. And Nelson drops back, slings it to Masungo in the slot. He's on his feet at the 20, all the way down to the 16-yard line. He just lined up and just kind of went inside and waited for it. And picked up good yardage.
Yep, through that one sidearm, had to change the arm slot to get it out there fast and around the defense. Good job, good adjustment by Nelson. Good reception, good yak, run after catch that time by Musungu.
Gain of 12, 3rd down and 4. Handoff Kirschner to the 15, maybe the 14. That could be enough for an Andover first down as we close in on 8 minutes to go in quarter number 2.
Looks like they may be about a half yard short.
Yeah, they're going to give him the 19, or excuse me, the 14.
Notice I didn't say the yardage. I just said they look like they're going to be short.
Here's Nelson around the corner with room on his feet, 10, and then slips at about the 7-yard line. More than enough for a first down.
When he went down, he took a hard fall. I hope that ankle is okay.
He is hobbled a bit, but is headed for the huddle. He does not want to come out of the football game, but a good hard run by Landon Nelson.
Yeah, look at that. Tried to make that cut and slipped. I don't know if it was something on the field or just on a teammate's foot perhaps, but it is a first down for the Huskies, 1st and goal.
Gain of 6 on the play, 1st and goal. Kirschner up the middle, not much. Good job by the Magic defense as they pounce on him. On the back, Tyler Hoheisel was in the mix for the Magic wearing white. 7:25 to go. This drive for the Andover Huskies started in quarter number 1 at their own 17-yard line. They're knocking on the door. Kirschner to the right of Nelson. He waits the snap. He's going to run. Off right guard and tackle on his feet into the end zone. Touchdown number 2 for Landon Nelson. 8 yards.
Yeah, 8 yards scamper that time. First a 7-yarder and then an 8-yard. Maybe that's what I had in mind. I envisioned. And never stop moving those legs. And I'll tell you, when you can throw the ball and also run with some conviction, that puts the defense in a reaction type of mode. So a nice cap on a drive. Was that 70 yards, I believe, as that started.
73 yards.
Oh, of course.
And it took almost 5 minutes. Nelson's kick is no good. And it's 18-0 Andover. Those kick, plenty of leg, just wide. And now it's 18-0 Andover. I had it in as an 8-yard touchdown run. Drive started at the 17. My Anoka Hennepin District 11 math tells me that's 73 yards, Joe.
A 73-yard
No, it's 83.
Yes.
83.
Yes.
My math teacher from Riverview Elementary in Brooklyn Park, my math teachers at Jackson Middle School and Anoka High School will be upset that I didn't call that an 83-yard drive. Nevertheless, so a great drive that took almost 5 minutes of game time.
It did. I was just going to respond to that drive. Had a good combination, that balance we talked about. They didn't hit that deep passer to Musungu, but they came back and hit him a couple of times underneath and were able to get some mojo and cadence in that offense going.
13 plays on that drive as well.
Wow, love it.
So a long drive for Andover, and they're in command, up 18-0 over Monticello.
See, those are postseason drives.
And they're just going to pooch it into the air. It'll drop at about the 22-yard line, picked on a hop by the Magic, and they'll return it just over the 30-yard line where they'll start 1st and 10 on the return. Brock Holthaus. And we have an Andover Husky down on the kickoff return team. And we've seen a number of those tonight, players on both sides down. Hard-hitting football game.
Well, you know, here's the one thing I also noticed about the kickoffs in high school football and the special teams is, you know, they make adjustments, you know, in terms of, hey, they just had a nice return on that reverse. So what do? They counter, they kick it off, and they kind of not squib it, but pooch kick it, not allowing them to run that reverse this time. Another play before that, they get some elevation, kicked it out. What was the starting kickoff? It was almost an onside kick by Monticello. So a lot more diversity when it comes to the extra team and also the special teams and the kickoffs itself, as Caleb Weichel,
key guy for that Andover defense.
And I don't think Caden is out there tonight. Coach Tom DeVellis shared with us before the game. He was going through some injury, and he thought he may be out tonight. Caden Weichel. So
and
Caleb is now hobbled, so we'll keep an eye on him.
I would assume he's going to try and get back out there just as soon as he can. Here's the quarterback, Luke Emmerich, for the Magic. He's going to try the right side, try to get to the edge, and Andover has none of that. Great defensive play over there by the Huskies. And over there again is Nolan Israelson. Boy, he is a hitter.
He's a beast. I know that he's got some schools looking at him at 5'11", 205. As I mentioned before, a wrestler. Just an overall good athlete overall in everything he does, and a tremendous work ethic. So any university will be happy to have him.
Magic lose 3 on the play. 2nd down and 13. Emmerich's going to swing it out. It is caught.
Oh.
That is Keller, and Keller got a few, maybe to the 30-yard line, and it's going to set up 3rd down. So Keller caught it and then took a hit.
Wow. Just unbelievable. Wow. I mean, it almost knocked the wind out of me from up here. Love that contact and just enjoy that. And Blake Burke.
Evan Gergen.
Yes.
There, number 30 with the big hit there. That was quite a hit.
And you compound that and combine it with Israelson's last hit, the last possession they had, or defensive set.
3rd down and 10 for the Magic. Emmerich sets up, airs it out. We got a jump ball, and it's picked off. Picked off by Andover at the 30-yard line, and grabbing that one, Ben Kopetsky goes up, hauls it in. Andover ball.
Kopetsky on his way to Concordia in St. Paul to play basketball. Shows some elevation there as he goes up. Almost looked like a back shoulder toss to him, but he was able to elevate on a well-thrown ball. And another turnover here for Andover.
Yeah, Ben Kopetsky, a part of that dynamic duo in the backcourt for the Andover Huskies basketball team with Sam Musungu, of course, leading wide receiver for this team. And Kopetsky, a valuable member of the offense and the defense for Tom DeVellis and the Andover Huskies. And here comes Andover. Landon Nelson stretches it out a little bit, and now he's ready for the snap. Man goes in motion from left to right. They're going to swing it out to the right, and it is caught by Heller. Heller tries to get around the corner, tries to fight his way near a 1st down before he's driven back. Good defensive play by Brock Holthaus and others over there to deny him likely a 1st down. I think he got 9. We'll see about it.
Teddy Heller has really come alive this season. 2 more catches tonight. He had 25 catches, 304 yards coming in to tonight's campaign.
Gain of 7 on the play. They say he stepped out, and now here's who else? Kirshner along this sideline, still on his feet, inside the 25, breaks a tackle. He could go into the end zone, and he does. What a touchdown run. He goes 63 yards.
You could see him starting to wear down that defense. Broke a couple of tackles. Look at that. He got about 5 yards before he just got touched, but no one could wrap their arms around him. They tried there, and it was an Olay. Picking it through, keeping those legs active, and I'll tell you, pound and ground happening tonight for the Huskies, and that's how you got to win. I'm telling you, cold nights. It depends on the turf, but running that north-south approach and having that running attack, vital.
High snap brought down, kick is up, and it is good this time by Landon Nelson. And Andover extends their lead to 25-0. But on that play, Dylan Kirshner goes 63 yards for a touchdown. And Andover extends the lead, and that drive 2 plays. And that one goes 70, Joe.
70 on that one. Look at that. And not much time off the clock.
Not at all.
You're seeing that. We mentioned basketball as well with Sam Musungu and also Kopetsky, but also keep in mind that Nelson is a member of that basketball team, Landon Nelson. And he'll be playing some hoops. I was in Chaska on Wednesday night watching one of my nephews playing youth football, 6th grade. And there were some of the Chaska varsity players on the field. And I kind of gave him a hard time, and I said, I think Andover's waiting for you guys in postseason. And they said, Andover, how is Musungu is going to be tough? And then they came in and said, they are going to have a great basketball team, having with the Kopetsky, Musungu, and they said Nelson is also that. They're going to be a tough basketball team as well.
Absolutely. Look forward to it this season here on QCTV. Parker Miles, I believe, to kick here for Andover. Andover end, taken at the 11-yard line. They fake the reverse, going the other way. On that play is Tyson Business, and Monticello will try and get something going offensively. It has been bleak tonight. 3 and out on their first drive. Bad snap leads to a safety. Then they fumble, they punt, and then an interception. So offensively, they have not done much, and they're down 25-0 with the ball. 4:49 to go, quarter number 2. 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Trying to see if Weichel is back out there.
And they'll run it off tackle. Not much doing there. The running back on that play, Major Jungles, I believe, wearing number 30, and it is Jungles, and it's a short gain, 2nd down.
Some pushing and shoving and frustration setting in as both teams doing some chirping, and they're trying to hold back Constance, I believe, or Jeremiah Constance, as they get set, as both teams kind of jaw-jack in with one another here. 4 and change to go before the end of this first half. We've heard from a little bit from him already, and Blake Hallex, and let's keep an eye on 54 here these next couple of plays.
Kirschner swings it out to the left. Not much room at all for Brock Holthaus. He caught it and didn't gain much at all, and that'll set up 3rd down.
Jeremiah Constance also getting out there. I could see Blake Hallex and turning him inside, and a big fella in Constance for the Huskies. And for a guy like that to be that versatile to get out and make that tackle, he's 300 pounds, 6'3".
Yeah, they dropped a yard on that completed pass. It'll be 3rd down and 9 for the quarterback, Luke Emmerich. Got a running back to his right, 3 wide receivers split out to the right, and he'll go straight back. He's going to roll out, try and avoid the pressure. Throw on the run, nobody home. Good defensive play there by the Andover Huskies, and I think that was Garrett Nelson who said, and now it's 4th down.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, he was making that throw, Emmerich, while defender was coming right at him.
3:13 to go in the 3rd. Andover's going to get it back, and they'll send a return man back deep, and that is DeMario Davenport, 160-pound junior, standing just inside the 40-yard line. Now he'll cheat up a little bit toward midfield, and the punter is going to come on, and that is the quarterback, Luke Emmerich, the 180-pound sophomore for Magic head coach Andy Perscala. Snap is good, and he'll boot it away. And it's going to take a bounce near midfield and go out of bounds on the Magic sideline. Andover will have it again with outstanding field position. 3:05 to go, quarter number 2. They lead it 25-0.
Well, 2 consecutive possessions and 2 long drives. 1, 13 plays, almost 5 minutes. The second, the most recent, 70 yards and 2 plays.
42 seconds.
42
seconds. Touchdown drive. And, of course, Dylan Kirschner's terrific run down the sideline where he was breaking tackles all the way. And now Andover's going to get it. 3:05 to go before halftime. And they have it at the 46-yard line. Kirschner on the move. 50, 45, 40. Now and Kirschner turns it up.
I think that may have been Davenport on that run.
It is Davenport.
They set that up so perfect, and you can see he can pick them up and put them down. A nice wall that was formed here by the wide receivers. on that outside. I love that running style. Like I said, I haven't a chance to see him play yet this year in person. Been kind of following him a bit and watching those stats. And an impressive run there, but this time he's held in check. Davenport coming into the game had 4 touchdowns rushing, 21 carries, 180 yards, averaging almost 9 a carry. And he's held for a loss, or no, got a yard.
By the way, a gain of 39 on that long run by Davenport. And then he'll get one there, and now it's 2nd down and 9 with the ball at the 14-yard line.
So 40 carries already for yards for Davenport.
And here's Nelson trying the right side. And is forced out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Short gain on the play for Landon Nelson, the quarterback. 2:15 to go, quarter number 2.
That's a good game down below. Prior Lake taking on Rosemount. And I did get a chance to see Rosemount quite a bit in a scrimmage earlier this season. They are impressive. And now the number 2 ranked team, they trail Prior Lake.
Just a short gain on the play, a couple. 3rd down, long 8. Landon Nelson along with the running back Dylan Kirshner. Now they're going to send him out. Nelson's going to throw it to the corner of the end zone. Nobody home. The intended receiver down there was Tate Johnson, but overshot him. It'll be 3rd down. Or make that 4th down.
It almost looked like they were going to try to hit Kirshner on a wheel route. But the defense was kind of waiting back there for it, and instead Tate was the option.
So here we go on 4th down for Andover. 2:12 to go, clock stop, quarter number 2. Andover leading at 25-0. Nelson looks left, steps up. He's going to run. He's got the 10, the 5, dives to about the 3-yard line. That'll be enough for a 1st and goal, but a good scramble by the quarterback, Landon Nelson.
Yeah, I like it. When he takes off, it's a burst speed, and that's what you need. You can't hesitate. You have that small window to pick up progress, as sometimes the linebackers and safeties are backpedaling, and you have that gap. He hits that gap hard and explodes.
They're going to mark it at the 3, 1st and goal. And right up the middle into the end zone with the 2nd touchdown of the game is Dylan Kirshner, and Andover leads at 31-0.
Hardly contested at all. Looked like he got to about the 2 before he was first touched, but no one had any interest in trying to tackle him and the Huskies. Wow. Have they hit the switch tonight even more so? I love this running attack and getting a good blend.
Well, and you know the O-line loves that. If the game plan is going in, we're going to try and run the football. You know the O-line is going to bring it. They love to run. Snap, spot, kick by Nelson. We got a flag. Hold everything. 2nd touchdown in the quarter for Kirshner. 63-yarder and now a 3-yarder. And we'll see what the deal is here.
Having it, and here's the word.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, defense. Retry.
So they're going to move it a little closer, half the distance. Or are they? They say encroachment, they're just going to leave it at the 3, so nothing really changed there. 1:45 to go in the quarter. Nelson will line it up, try the extra point. Deneke the holder, and the kick is good. And now it's 32-0 Andover.
I like how Nelson is kicking that ball. I mean, when he hits it square and gets that plant foot set, that ball just pounds off his foot. Impressive. So he's got a field goal tonight as well. And now added to that running portfolio for Kirshner. 2 touchdowns, and he's beyond 100 yards already.
And at the half, Joe and I will argue about how long Nelson's field goal was. Was it 31 or 32 yards? Stick around for that.
Yes.
But just Monticello really never got on track tonight. You know, they gave up the long kickoff return. Andover turned it into 3. And then on their first possession, they go 3 and out. And with their backs against the wall, they have a bad snap in the punt attempt. 5-0 Andover. And after one, it was 12-0, and you know they've just been playing uphill all night tonight.
They certainly have, you know, and to set that bad tempo just from the opening kickoff. And the Huskies have been able to play downhill. Defensively, they've answered every call here thus far.
And the short kick taken at the 31-yard line on the fly by the Magic. And that was Wyatt Witchin who grabbed it and carries that into pretty good field position. So the Magic have time to get points on the board, and they will start again at their own 40-yard line. And check the notes, by far, well, they also started in quarter number 1 at their own 40-yard line and have not been able to do much against this Andover defense. And with Andover up 32-0, you talk offense, 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 but this Andover defense has been outstanding, Joe.
Yeah, exactly. Trayman Davis, by the way, on that tackle on the kickoff. Well covered.
Here's Emmerich trying to get something going on offense, takes the snap, and is going to roll right. And is going to flip it toward the bench, out of bounds. Closest player to that football over there was Luke Deneke, a defensive back, a junior for Andover, 2nd down and 10.
Blake Halleckson looked like he was shot out of a cannon at the snap as he got after the quarterback, and he had to get rid of it in a hurry. He's got a couple of sacks on the season. Not far behind him also, there was Izzy and Nolan Israelson. Israelson with a couple of sacks himself, but one of the leaders in tackles this season, and you've seen why.
Here's Emmerich again. 5 yards behind. He's going to keep it himself. Left side, try to get to the edge, nothing doing. He gets wrestled down out of bounds, and that's going to be a personal foul on Obi Iafa. And Iafa is going to get flagged for a 15-yarder there. No reason to throw him down that deep into the bench area.
Yeah. EFA that time just really forgot where he was, and that's an easy call for the officials. That was going to leave a 3rd and about 12, but it'll be a 1st down now for the squad here, Monticello, who was going to have to pass. I'm trying to put that ball in the air with a $132. Now they'll get the 1st down, and it goes all the way to the Husky 45-yard line, which puts Monticello in a good spot here.
1st down.
Yeah, first time in Andover territory for the Magic. Still time, 1:32 to go. Quarter number 2. Would like to have that one back, and I'm sure he'll be reminded by the coaches not only tonight, but again in film tomorrow. Trips to the right, and the quarterback, Emmerich, drops back under pressure. Throws it up for grabs, middle of the field, jump ball knocked away. Well, there were a number of Huskies who had a shot at it, and it falls incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
Well, his release that time when he threw that ball, he was moving back and away, was the quarterback, Emmerich, and so he hung it up. Now, if he would have stepped into that throw, he may have been able to lead him and throw him open, but instead, on that back foot, launched it up, and the wideout did a good job of knocking it down, preventing an interception.
Monticello just 48 yards a game through the air and averaging about 120 on the ground. They haven't been able to do much here against the Andover Huskies in the 1st half. Emmerich, quick drop, throws it down the near sideline. Masungu picks it off. Sam Masungu picked it off. What a play. And now he's going to go far side. We got a flag. This one's coming back. It's going to be a block.
Major laundry.
Yeah. But great interception by Masungu. Andover ball. 1:12 to go, but they'll be deep in their own territory. And you saw that block early in the return, and it's going to be a block in the back. You'll see it right there. And that penalty is going to be flagged against Nolan Israelson. And it looked like they got him on the side, but I kind of a blind side almost. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see if that's what they'll call.
During the return, personal foul, blind side block, number 11. Half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
I'm not always wrong, Joe.
Well, even the broken clock is right twice a day.
Wow.
So, and
that hurts bad.
And Izzy that time picks up that personal foul. The kid just loves contact. And I really thought he gave him kind of an opportunity to make that turn before that hit, but you're right. That's what the call was. And now the Huskies with a $1:12 left here in this first half.
Nelson empty backfield's going to swing it out, and it is caught, and then it is quickly dropped by Demario Davenport. Second down for Andover, 1:08 to go, quarter number 2. So Davenport lined up, then just sprinted out to the right and couldn't handle that one. And now Landon Nelson, you see him right there, and what a half for Landon. Made field goal, a couple of touchdown runs from 7 and 8 yards out. A couple of touchdown runs for Dylan Kirshner in this game, Andover in command.
Yes, they are right now, and let's see if they can maybe work the passing game here.
Nelson's going to scramble to his left and then just trot out of bounds. Very short gain, if any, on the play.
I'm thinking he was thinking maybe he should cut in and keep that clock running. It looked like he hesitated there for a minute to do just that, but now we got it.
In a blowout like this, there's still an opportunity for Andover to learn. Those two penalties we saw almost back to back here are an opportunity. You got to clean that up against good teams in the postseason. That could be a first down as it's thrown off to the left, and it should be an Andover first down outside the 25-yard line, the 26-yard line, and that's looked like Carl Anderson Jr. with the catch there.
You got it. And you can see chance here as
they swing it out. It's caught by Heller. Heller getting to the edge. Out over the 40. May have stepped out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. Clock stop. 46 seconds to go, and Andover continues to move the sticks.
That's a great route and a great play for Heller because he's got that quickness, speed, some good hands, and get it to him just before he makes that cut upfield.
And this is a team that established the run early in the game, and now they're throwing a little bit with 46 seconds to go in the half. First down and 10, their own 40-yard line. They're up 32 rip. Dropping back, Nelson's going to sling it out, and it's caught quickly by Ben Kopetsky. Kopetsky, another catch. Short gain on the play, steps out, 45-yard line. Good heads-up play by a couple of teammates, a couple of Hoops teammates as well.
You got it. As you mentioned before, Kopetsky, key part of this offense on receiving. He had 13 catches, 260 coming into this game.
Tom DeVellis calls a timeout on second down and 6 at the own 44-yard line. Once again, this is a game that is well in a hand for the Andover Huskies just before half. But as you're trying to get ready, the end of the regular season is already next Wednesday night. They get Cambridge Isani here, and then it's on to the postseason, and then it's one and done. I mean, you got to win, and the games get tougher and tougher and tougher. And I know this Andover Huskies team has an eye on a big prize, and that is a deep playoff run.
It is, and you kind of need this time, and you look at every component that you have and think, okay, let's work, because in a playoff game, we're going to need to get down. Let's see how quickly we can work, how efficiently we can execute, and that's what they're working on right now. And last year, too, boy, a tough end of the season. Let's not forget about that snow that fell in Osseo for that section quarterfinal against Rogers, a team they dominated in their first visit while at Rogers, but they've learned to find another way to function as well.
Nelson under pressure is going to air it out down the left sideline, just incomplete. Pretty good throw out there. The intended receiver was Robertson. And it'll be third down and 6. 17 seconds left to go in the half. Andover still in their own territory at their own 44-yard line. Nelson showed good mobility trying to buy time and get someone free and give the Magic credit. They had that one well covered.
I've got to think a run right here with Kirchner.
Or Sam Masungu down the middle of the field. 17 seconds to go. They lob it out to the right. It is caught at the 40 and then stepping out of bounds with 10 seconds to go in the half over there. And that is Robertson again. And there's a flag on the play back at the 44-yard line. And typically where that was thrown could be a hold. We'll see about it. I'm not always right.
I would suspect you're not on this one.
Okay. Let's see.
Survey says.
Joe buys at the half.
You got it.
Ineligible man downfield.
I was
Number
wrong.
1
I
offense. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
9 seconds remaining in the half, so Andover ineligible receiver.
That time they didn't feel like Musungu had the right location, or did he line up just a little too much at the line, which made him component there. Anyway, it's
third down and 11. Here's Nelson on the keeper trying to get to the outside. 45 cuts back. It's hit at the 48-yard line. Shy of that first down. Pretty good tackle from behind by Aiden Smith. And that is the end of quarter number 2. We are at the half. All Andover. 2 touchdowns and a field goal for Landon Nelson. And Dylan Kirshner, a couple of touchdown runs, including an electric 63-yard run. It is all Andover. 32-0 over Monticello, Joe.
We said 4, they got to get the core going on this team. The 4 core, and that special teams has stepped up. They did from the opening kickoff to the safety. The defense has been playing well. The running game contributing immensely, and now you're getting a chance to see the passing game also heated up, and they've all contributed to this 32-0 lead at the first half.
Andover looking good. They lead it 4-2 on the season. Monticello 3-3. Our halftime show coming up in a moment here on QCTV.
Welcome to At the Half, the show where we take a closer look at some of our area high school sports. I'm your host, Lauren Youngquist. The Huskies look to capitalize on their team's overall experience and progress of their success in recent years. Let's head out to Andover High School to check in with the team.
We have great kids, and so that's a consistency from year to year. This year on our girls' side, we have a very large contingent of seniors. And so we have a great leadership group and kids that have worked very hard, and they're going to be successful. So that makes it fun as a coach when you have a team that's going to be competitive and kids that have really bought in and work hard and enjoy that process of getting better. Our boys' side, we lost a couple of great runners and leaders, but we're a pretty deep team, and we feel we're going to be probably even more competitive than we were last year.
We lost one senior last year, however she was injured for most of the year, so we're not losing much on that aspect. We do have a lot of new people coming in, which is very good to see just because it helps us build numbers and that helps us train more. But I think we're looking pretty good this year, and it's basically the same as last year.
Yeah, definitely not losing a lot of seniors help because we're kind of just going into the next season with the same team dynamic, but we're all training better now.
Like sometimes you'll base yourself off of other people on your team, but it's kind of just go out and do your best.
Yeah, and you're out there for the whole time, as in like other sports, you have time for breaks and to think about stuff, but when you're running, there's no time to stop and think about what you're doing, you just have to keep going.
Also, a lot of people coming in have said that the support on the team is incredible, whether it's coming from racing to workouts, just the support we have and how we're like a family, I think really sets us apart from other sports.
Yeah, the team aspect and the individual part is definitely something that makes it unique. Going out there and you're trying to beat yourself every time, it's different than a lot of other sports. And also, while you're out there, it's not only about you, it's just you're racing for your team and trying to better yourself.
Also one of those things that everybody knows is healthy for you. And so you're learning an athletic event that is going to benefit you for years to come. And so I think there's some satisfaction in that as well. They know they're going to be able to run when they get older. They know that they're going to know what to do properly. And so all of those kind of feed into being unique and a lifelong sport.
We sat down with Macy and Grace from the Anoka Tornadoes tennis team to get a unique perspective on the team's personality. Let's head out on the court to learn more.
Could you not live without? Cheese? I don't know. It could be cheese. Knowing you. Okay, your dogs? Do you have dogs?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I have 2 dogs.
2 dogs. Family? It could be family. Or I don't know. This is a hard one. Sushi? I feel like you said you don't like sushi. Okay, I'm gonna say cheese.
The answer was family, but that was my close second, actually.
Okay.
So, who on the team has the most screen time? He said Aaliyah, and that could be a possibility because it's Aaliyah.
Yeah.
She's always on TikTok. But it also could be Hayes because he's old. So
watching the tennis surf.
He loves,
over and over.
Oh my God, I don't. You put Aurora. I don't think it's Aurora because I don't think she's on her phone that much.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's Kaylin because even though she's on her phone, I don't think it's as much as. My final answer is Aaliyah.
It was Aaliyah.
Oh, sick.
Okay. You got it. Who is most likely to record a TikTok dance? Aaliyah? Well, she just did that at the other match we had, so it's very possibly her. Joey? No, I don't. Does Joey have TikTok?
Probably not.
Okay. Yeah, not Joey. Cammie? She could do it. She's kind of spontaneous. Hayes? No, not Hayes. I'm going to say Aaliyah.
You're right.
Yay.
Who has the best fashion sense? A is Hayes. And I mean, his matching red outfit is pretty fire today, but I don't think it's him. B is Cammie. I'm just gonna say I don't think it's Cammie either. C is Sophie, which I think is probably the close second, but I'm gonna go with Joey as my final answer because Joey is always dripping in his
always on point.
clothes.
Yeah, I did Sophie. That's who I thought.
All right.
Who takes the longest to get ready for school? Sophie? I feel like she puts a lot of effort into what she wears, so it could be her. Megan, Kay, I don't know. I feel like she tries too. Yeah. Aaliyah, I think, I don't know. There's so many on here that could be right. Or Allie. No, I don't think it's Allie. She's still in middle school. I'm gonna say Aaliyah.
My answer was Sophie.
Okay.
Close. Who is the best table tennis player? A is Coach Grace, which, that's a possible answer because Grace is pretty good at most things she does, I think. B is Allie. I think it's not Allie because she's only 12, so she doesn't have experience. C is me, and I think it's me because I'm insane at table tennis. And D is Lexi. I don't think it's Lexi just because I think it's me.
I said Coach Grace.
Okay,
Sorry.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right. That's close.
Cool.
The Rebels have an extensive depth on their girls swimming team. They are excited and driven to help each other reach success. We dove in to figure out how the Rebels look to compete in their 2022 season.
Yeah, so we only had a few seniors last year. Our senior class this year is actually the largest. We came in with about 25 starting in 7th grade, 25 in our class, and I think we're down to less than that, around 15, just because of other sports, people are busy. But we still have the largest class. We do have a lot of new girls though.
This year, a lot of our team, like a third of our team are middle schoolers, so it's a lot of underclassmen and younger girls, so that's a lot different, but still a really strong team. We've always had a really deep team. Instead of like one star swimmer, we have a good lineup of intermediate, and it works out really well for us. We try to do as many activities as we can and lots of games to get to know each other. And then sometimes we'll do like big sister, little sister, so we'll match an upperclassman with a younger girl to walk through meets and practices and just kind of get situated with the team.
Last year we recovered a little bit. It was a transition year for everyone, getting back to pre-COVID workout habits. But this year already, we're only 2.5 weeks in, and I can already tell that there is a major mental shift and more positive energy throughout this team. We seem to be more unified already, which I think sets a good example for the rest of the year to come.
Yeah, so swimming is an individual sport in general, but the way it works, you do individual races, so you race and you're racing for your own time, certain times get you letter, certain times to get you to go to certain competitions like sections or state. But at the same time, when you get a certain place, you score points for a team, and it's really the team points that matter at the end of the meet to see who wins, and that places you in the conference.
It is a very individual sport, but at the same time it's a team sport, which is hard for people to wrap their mind around. But that's what I like about it. Is you can compete as yourself and against the score or against the time, and as long as you are improving on your time, you're winning that day. You don't need to beat the person next to you. Just focus on you. That's what I tell my athletes. Focus on you. You aren't always racing the person next to you. As long as you can improve, you won that day. As a team sport, it's a lot of fun because you never know who's going to be scoring points for your team that day. Someone might have a swim of a lifetime, and it's very fun for a whole team. It's fun for the coaches to see that. It's like, where did that come from? Is there more of that in there?
That's it for this edition of At the Half. Make sure to keep up to date with all your local sports coverages by liking and subscribing to our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube pages. Thanks for watching.
Andover, Minnesota. 34.84 square miles and 33,000 strong. Home of the Huskies. Residing in the state where hockey is king, with a new battle for the crown each winter. 16 teams, 14 games, one ultimate dream.
Burgers shot the goal! 15 seconds in, Andover takes a 1-0 lead.
But in the end, only 2 teams reigned victorious in the state of hockey.
Skated out in the corner. Andover has won the state title.
Which makes Andover the city of champions.
Takes the lead pass. They come in across into shot. Rebounds. Your champion.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/therightseat.
The past locker room was about 20 years old, the original locker room that we had. And with the success that past players have had and recent players have had, it was time for an upgrade. The last time they saw this locker room was in its past form, so none of them have seen it. They helped with the demo, but after that, it's going to be a brand new form.
Hey girls, 1, 2, 3.
I think all of it. It's just the final product. I can't really pinpoint one thing out. I mean, I had a little part of everything, so I think everything just turned out great.
You know, it's all the families on our hockey team. Without their support, I mean, that's where it starts. Support of the booster club, support of the coaches, support of the families. But within the community, we had tons of sponsors who have put in program ads, sponsor a golf tournament. There's a lot of them, and you know, we're hoping throughout the year we can recognize all of their support to us. But it's not only the people that sponsored us and the families, but it's really anyone that has interest in Andover girls hockey, and you know, the support's poured out for all of us. So yeah, it's been fantastic.
Just excitement to have brand new stuff, state-of-the-art items. You know, if you're going to continue to, you know, to build a hockey dynasty, yeah, you need to have good stuff. You need to have good equipment, good place to go, something that the girls can be proud of on the ice and off the ice. And I just think this is going to be a great spot for them to come together as a team and make good things happen for the years to come.
And these two little girls, hopefully one day we'll get to use those, right?
Well, I hope they enjoy it. They should. Respect it. They earn it. I mean, the old locker room was, I don't know, 20 years old, I'm guessing. Time for a change. And I think this would be a big boost for the girls to maybe give it that little extra effort. Not that they don't, but I think it's going to be a nice little addition to the Andover girls hockey.
Hopefully another successful season. You know, Andover's had a history, especially the last 5 to 10 years of very high level hockey at all levels. So we're optimistic for the season, but yeah, hopeful that it's another successful year, and the girls you know, work hard, listen to their coaches, and give it their all.
Or that they all have outlets of coaches.
I think a lot of it has to do with the tradition of the girls program. And a lot has to do with the past players. They've really started the tradition. The current players are going to benefit with the new locker room, but it's really to honor the past and present players, and hopefully future players as well.
Attacks against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are on the rise.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer. In terms of hate crimes, I think there is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
Attention voters. For the City of Andover, the filings for the offices of the Andover Mayor and 2 City Council member spots are open on August 2nd and go until August 16th. To file for these spots, interested candidates must go to Andover City Hall and file in person. The voting for Mayor and City Council members will be on the November ballot. The upcoming primary election will be on Tuesday, August 9th. And due to redistricting, you may be voting in a different location than you have in the past. You will receive a postcard in the mail to inform you where the polling place is. The City of Andover's website is also a great spot to find where you will be voting. They have all that information under the Our Community tab and elections. There you can find where to find your polling place, a map of the precincts, how to become an election judge, and information about absentee voting. Again, you can find all this information on the City of Andover's website, or you can call City Hall. Don't forget to go out and vote because your voice counts.
Can I get the now bar, please?
$1.
Have a good one.
Got it.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Let me get a now bar.
Sure. $1.
Appreciate you.
Got it.
The season has turned to fall, so the pumpkins are out in full force at the Andover Farmers Market. And with fall, that marks the end of farmers markets for the year. With the goal for the residents to uplift the local farming community and celebrate the variety the city has to offer. With only 2 more Tuesdays of the Andover Farmers Market, now is the last time to come out to enjoy all the local grown goodies. Generations of experienced growers have booths from vegetables, baked goods, jams, honey, and beautiful flowers. The Andover's Farmers Market is located at 13655 Round Lake Boulevard, in the parking lot of Grace Lutheran Church. And remember, you have until October 25th to enjoy the Andover Farmers Market, held on Tuesdays from 2 to 6.
And we are back at Huskies Stadium on this Friday night, final Friday night of the regular season. Steve Thompson, Joe Rulin, and our great QCTV crew. Andover coming in 4-2, Monticello 3-3. It has been all Andover tonight, Joe.
It certainly has, and it started, and they hit that switch right on the kickoff return, as it was Monticello who started with kind of an onside kick. Huskies took that back, got into a great position, got the field goal. And let's take a look at the halftime stats and the buildup, as they've been hitting on all cylinders tonight. Have the Huskies in the core four as we take a look at the halftime stats. That transpired. First downs all dominant there, 11-1 in favor of Andover. The rushing yards. Huskies averaging 174 yards rushing the ball each game, and at 174, they're already at 210 total yards. There you have, but passing yards, they've been complimentary, but not as dominant as they typically are, because the Huskies average 267 yards passing, and they've been able to lead in rushing, and that's what you need postseason when the weather gets colder and more control. Turnovers, this is huge. The defensive unit, we said the core four is part of that focus. They've got a safety. They also picked up 3 turnovers, fumble recovery, and also 2 interceptions, Kopetsky and Musungu on those picks. And then penalty yards, well, you saw what that can do in terms of make a difference, as they tackled one guy out of bounds, got the 15 yards, and that's how Monticello got that first down. And then, of course, on the return on the interception of the 15-yarder, meanwhile, just 5 for Monticello in terms of penalties, touchdowns. They've jumped out in front and haven't looked back.
And scoring summary, Landon Nelson, 32-yard field goal, and on a bad Monticello punt attempt snap. A safety for Andover 5-0 early. Then Landon Nelson from 7 yards out, PAT good, 12-0 after 1. And then on to quarter number 2. Landon Nelson, second touchdown of the game, an 8-yard run. PAT was no good. At that point, 18-0 Andover. And then what a run. Dylan Kirshner, 63 yards, PAT good, 25-0. Then Kirshner again from 3 yards out. Kick was good, 32-0 Andover. So Nelson and Kirshner on the ground. And Joe, I think it's great. Andover known, they can throw the ball all over the field, but to be able to establish the run late in the year, considering that you got to win a lot of football games to get back indoors at U.S. Bank Stadium in the state semifinals. So you're going to need to be able to run the football in October and November.
Well, and many people forget about the size of Landon Nelson. I mean, he shows that burst speed when he takes off and he's in the pocket and he cuts it up. Also just running as a whole, his 2 power runs on the touchdowns of 7 and 8 yards. But also don't forget about the nice run also of 39 yards as well that was also picked up by Davenport.
That's right.
To the touchdown and a short plunge by Kirshner. So it's great to watch them put all that together. That running game is so huge. And last year in that section or in the state tournament quarterfinal, you know, they had some trouble getting their footing. But once they put it and started to gear down towards just north-south running, this is what they get. This is how you can advance and make things happen. And especially if it's not on turf, it's on regular grass. Being able to run north-south, that will establish that much more. So a chance now for Andover to see as they kick off if they can continue with their defensive disciplines and domination.
Here's Pierce, kicks it off, gets by the return man for the Monticello Magic. He's in all sorts of trouble and is going to be brought down inside the 15-yard line. It was bobbled by Brock Holthouse. And Monticello's going to start deep in their own territory. Good coverage by Andover and another mistake. It's been a tough night for the Magic.
It has been. Here's a little need to know by Joe for you. And we talk about Monticello and how they've been outscored throughout the season at 97. Now even just beyond that, coming into the game 97 and 92, but their worst quarter this season has been the third quarter. This quarter, they have yet to score a point in the third quarter. Not a good thing coming in here, down by 32.
Magic got beat by Becker last time out, 35-12. And they're in trouble here tonight. And the first play from scrimmage here in quarter number 3 maybe gains a yard or 2, and that is Holthouse to the 15-yard line, 2nd down and 8.
And you get a look here at some of that play I mentioned before. Israelson there. I'm wondering if they just want to hold out Wyko also for the remainder of this one, just to make sure, hey, if you don't need to bring him back, don't.
Yeah, quick turnover. Cambridge ISANI in the regular season finale here. Husky Stadium on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. And here is the quarterback. Handoff up the middle. Nothing doing. Great defensive play by the Andover Huskies. They were all over that football. Jeremiah Constant drops him for a loss. Look at this play, Joe. Wow.
How do you say he's been consistent? He's been a constant in the middle of that line, a defensive line, 300 pounds. And I like that combination they have up there as well with Harry Baumhauer. It goes, Coach DeVellis also alluded to that defensive line of Baumhauer, and also with Jace Green also coming up. You're seeing him come up along with Halleckson as well. Keep an eye on 33, Jace Green.
Quarterback rolls out. Emmerich throws it. The intended receiver out there was Holthouse, but the Andover Huskies all over it. Good defensive play. And once again, offensively, special teams getting a lot of credit. But this Andover defense tonight has been lights out, Joe.
Another 3 and out. If they're not getting the turnovers, it's a 3 and out. And as you mentioned, one first down that they were able to establish, Monticello, was that late hit out of bounds late in that second quarter.
Emmerich to kick, brings down a high snap at the goal line. He does get it away. Some way, somehow, it'll take a bounce near the 40-yard line and then out toward midfield. But Andover will have outstanding field position. Once again, the punt returner, Demario Davenport, not much of a chance. He just got away. And now Andover will get their first try in the third quarter, up 32-0 at the plus 45-yard line.
Well, even with this lead, I know Coach Tom had mentioned, hey, the key thing with the playoffs is it starts with confidence and hard work. I had asked him, hey, how do you make that deep run? What do you look for your team to do great and improve on as you start making your run in the sections in the playoffs? And he says it all starts with confidence and hard work. There's a look at the fans. Wow, look at those baby pictures.
That's pretty good stuff.
But that confidence and hard work and believing in themselves is a core part.
Kirshner on the swing pass left has a yard or two before he's driven out of bounds. And they're going to keep the clock moving as we approach 10 minutes to go in quarter number 3. Andover up 32-rip. And, at some point, Tom DeVellis and his staff has got to say, when do we just go to ground and pound and get this thing over with and get out of here, considering we've got one on Wednesday. Here's Nelson on a run, sidesteps a would-be tackler, and then couldn't get free. That is a terrific defensive play by the Mavericks, number 33, Wyatt Witch, and that is textbook tackle. Look at this play right here.
Love that.
Wow.
Love that. Nelson can be very elusive. Setting up here, looking back again. I'm looking to see what coverage and coverage over the top on Musungu.
They throw it over the middle. It's almost caught by two different Andover Huskies and then ultimately dropped. Fourth down. There were two players that had a shot at that one. And when you see the replay, you're going to know exactly what I was talking about. Robertson had a shot at it. Tate Johnson had a shot at it right there.
Yep.
That's really unusual. And now it's fourth down, and Andover's going to go for it. Clock stopped, 9:13 to go in the third. The running back, Kirshner. The quarterback, Landon Nelson. He's going to drop back on fourth down, throw it out to the right. Musungu fell down. He just flat out fell down, and Monticello is going to take over on downs. And a rare 3-and-out for Andover on that opening possession in the third quarter.
Well, you wonder, with that rain earlier, and now it's getting a bit chilly.
Yeah, it is damp. There's no doubt about it.
Some frost maybe building up on that turf after half, since they haven't had the activity over the top of it you would during the regular game. And now it just starts to get a little colder in the footing, perhaps, the situation there. So, second possession here of the second half for Monticello.
Just one first down. They've started at their own 40-yard line twice. Here they are at the 42, and they run up the gut out to the 45-yard line. Coming out of the bottom of the pile for Andover, Jeremiah Constant. The running back on the play there was Brock Holthouse. Not much doing second down and 8 yards to go.
Yeah, I mean, you saw that run blitz coming from Blake Berg as well. That blew up that run. I know I saw Izzy come out as well as he circled back around to get those legs tied up on that tackle. There's an interesting one. Maple Grove 20, St. Michael Elberville nothing. But you're also seeing Rosemont getting closer, nudging closer in their game against Prior Lake.
Yeah, the Irish unbeaten. A lot of good football teams down there, Lakeville South. And now we have a timeout. And
timeout, Monticello.
The Magic.
Monticello taking a timeout, down 32-0 on a cold night. 8:21 to go in the third quarter.
Dunkin' Donuts offering unexpected.
And we got to look in here on Minnetonka and Centennial. The Cougars have played a lot of low-scoring games this year. So has Minnetonka, and you figured this one would be a defensive struggle. But there are a couple of teams that could get on playoff runs in 6A. Right now, you would think Maple Grove at number one is the team to beat, but there are other teams that would have something to say about it once we get to playoff time.
I was surprised by Centennial's big win last week and the size of the victory. in which they picked it up and how they moved up in the polls as well. So
here we go out of that Monticello timeout. Luke Emmerich, the quarterback, is going to hand it off to the second man through, and that is Jungles. Jungles over midfield, very near a first down. Looks like they're going to mark him down at the 49-yard line and set up 3rd down and 1.
So you'll see right here if they're finding a little bit momentum and some room right over that left guard. They had here, and pretty good size, 6'1", 230. Their offensive line, center 215.
Quick snap, it's on the deck, it's loose. Andover, 2 picks and a fumble. They may have got their 4th turnover of the game right there. And they did. Now, poor snap. They put it on the ground. Andover pounces on it. In the scrum, the Huskies come away.
Boy, they get after those fumbles. They're not just happy to get the fumble. They are ripping at them. It's kind of like a bear in a picnic basket. You know, you just kind of get that scent and get after it. And I'll tell you, they maul on that ball. So a good pickup and a key turnover. Number 4 on the night for this defense.
Nelson's going to sling it out to the right. It is caught. Little bubble screen. We got a flag. This one's coming back. Catching it, moving forward.
Robertson on that one, but we'll maybe see an illegal block, or sometimes you always have to be careful if it's a pass interference. Let's see what the survey says.
Holding, 77 offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, first down.
And right here, you can kind of see Andover wanted to try to get a little bit of that passing game. I mentioned before, they've been averaging 267 yards in the air. They have over 1,600 yards passing coming into this game, 22 touchdown passes, just 2 interceptions.
And I know we don't have a fancy graphic, but here's the Steve's pet peeves. I think holding penalty should be 10 yards. That one turns out to be 11 from the spot of the foul back to the 40-yard line. There it is, Steve's pet peeves.
Yeah, we're going to pass on that one.
Yeah, there we go. Dropping back. They air it out near side. Masungu back to the ball. Had it knocked away. Good defensive play. Putting a hand in there. Wyatt Widgeon and Landon Nelson and Sam Masungu, one of the storylines tonight. Haven't been able to get together too much. Masungu up and had it knocked away by Widgeon. Quite a play.
Yep, 33 got that arm in there and broke it up just at the last minute. Went a little bit underthrown. And you can see them trying to get that going, but you saw them getting that pass connection going on those shorter routes.
They swing it out to the right. Here is Robertson. Robertson turns it up, gets hit at midfield, gets a little positive yardage. Bumping him out of bound is Emmerich, the quarterback and a defensive back for the Monticello Magic. And now it makes it 3rd down and reasonable for the Andover Huskies at the 48-yard line. They need to get it down to the 39-yard line.
Robertson really showing to be strong after that run or after the catch.
So you hate Steve's pet peeves. All right, here's Nelson on the run, scrambling, and then finally goes down at the 43-yard line. Now it'll be 4th down for Andover. 4th down and short. I would assume they're going to go. 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
I'd look for maybe a kind of a short slant, but as well as Kirshner has been running these and hitting those gaps. Oh my.
And we got flags, and they're going to stop the clock, and we'll see what this is all about. Probably a false start. Joe, any thoughts?
I would think as
no, they're going the other way, offside.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, offsides it is.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, number 20 lined up offsides. 5-yard penalty. The result of the penalty is a first down.
They got that first down, maybe by a foot from the way those stakes are put on.
Yeah, and it's just been that kind of night for the Magic where just out of the gate, they've made some mistakes. Nelson throws it off. Masungu a catch at the 34. What a move. Still on his feet, 25. Dives to the 24-yard line. What a move to get to the inside by Sam Masungu.
Hey, he is just bam, quicker than a hiccup. He had two players on him as soon as he caught that. Look at this, 1-2, trying to bracket him. Shakes that, shakes a third tackle, and picks up some additional yardage and some good quick moves and very elusive.
Gain of 14 and the handoff. This is Kirshner for a couple in the middle before he's thrown back rudely. It'll be his second down.
Exactly, that's so rude. But they've been trying to, gang tackle and trying to prevent any more long bursts there for Kirshner. I've been impressed with his running style.
Second down and 9, dropping back. Nelson near side. Masungu catch at the 15, and he's not going to get away.
Shook one tackler, but as I said before, they bracket him.
Witchin, another good hit.
Yep. He was able to shake the first tackler, but just as he made the move, the second moved in and brought down Masungu.
Witchin's really done a good job in this football game. One of the positives, gain of 5 on the play. From the 18, play action. Nelson calls his own number. On his feet, 10-5, cuts it back toward the goal line. Did he get in?
No, he didn't.
Just shy of the goal line. He rolls into the end zone. He wanted his third touchdown of the night, and he gets up slowly and appears to be okay. Look at this. Just a little fake. Cuts it back, 10-5, tripped up there by Emmerich, and just comes up short.
Good, strong running.
First and goal from the 1.
2:15.
Here's Nelson. He's got number 3 on the night. Andover leads at 38-0 with 4:55 to go in the third.
Well, they get the turnover and cash in on the points. Convert that turnover into points and full turnover, and the third touchdown scamper tonight for Nelson.
1-yard touchdown run, so he goes in from 7, 8, and now 1. And it looks like he'll be on to try the extra point. There you see the Andover student section.
Pretty fired up, still a good look here, and that's good.
He bangs it through, and it is now 39-0 Andover, and they go 49 yards on that drive, and time of that drive, 2:45. So pretty efficient again for Andover, and once again Landon Nelson. And all 5 Andover touchdowns on the ground, Joe.
It has been, and no need. Accept that. And also on a chilled night, boy, your offensive line loves to block downhill instead of taking that one-step drop back or two in pass protection. And it just keeps that motor running.
Alex Frosley, the center. Isaac Nowak. Alec Pelkey, the guards. Luke Wolf. Aiden Winters Boynton, the tackles. Really a good job up front. They haven't done a ton in the passing game tonight. They haven't had to. They have run the football very effectively. And Andover to kick it off with a big lead here in the third quarter. Takes a hop, and it's grabbed there by Holthouse. They'll try the reverse. Coming this way, and Andover will have none of it. A lot of black shirts around it, including Ben Peterson, who's had his name called a number of times tonight. Monticello will get it back, but they have not done much. Just 1 first down, and that came on a penalty in the game. They have struggled to throw the ball, and when they have completed a pass, Andover's been all over.
Well, they almost had a first down. It was 3rd and 1 near the 50 in their last possession, and then they fumbled it. Well, the bad snap was down around the shin, and they turned it over on a 3rd and short, and the Huskies took advantage and converted that turnover into more points.
See what the Magic do right here. They send a man in motion, and Emmerich's going to drop back, throw it over the middle. It's tipped in the air. It is picked off by Ben Kopetsky, and he's going to carry it deep into Magic territory, driven out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Another interception for the Andover Huskies.
5th turnover tonight. Gotta love that from opponents, and being able to convert those into points, but nonetheless create those turnovers. And Kopetsky, hey, as a guard and whatever, so athletic in basketball, easily transferred in as a defensive player as well, being in the right place at the right time, right? And just understanding the potential bounce on those balls and redirect. So good job. He elevated to get that first pick, though, in the first half, did Kopetsky. So
new quarterback out there. This will be Chase Pemberton. Demario Davenport will be the running back. As Tom DeVellis goes to his bench, Davenport in motion, swing pass, catches it, positive yardage, 10-5.
In for the touchdown.
In for the touchdown. First play from scrimmage. It is Pemberton to Davenport from 15 yards out, 45-0 Andover.
Well, you can see close. Take another angle to see if that was actually a pass or lateral back, but either way, Davenport has that burst. And into the pass, even though it's a short pass, you want to throw it with that momentum going upfield, so the player doesn't have to reach back, jump, get down low, hit him right in stride. Perfect conversion. And I'll tell you, another way of they converting another turnover into points.
Zach Pamperin on to try the extra point. Snap, spot, kick, up, and it is good. Sneaks it over the crossbar, and it's 46-0 Andover.
Take a look here. I wonder if I was so close to being a lateral.
And he breaks that tackle at the 2. Brock Holthouse couldn't wrap him up. And Andover pulling away, adds 2 scores here with 4:28 to go in the third. And this will certainly be running time in quarter number 4 here tonight.
Well, the probability of winning, the Joe probability percentage of winning right now is 100%. But take a look. We're going to look and see. Thanks, Ryan, for the replay. See, look at it right
Quarterback
here.
at the 21, catch made right at the 20 and a half. I think it's a forward pass.
Yeah,
Joe.
of course you would have to disagree with me on that. So it came down to centimeters.
No, I mean, seriously,
I know.
It was very close. Could have gone either way.
No,
but
have it your way. That's fine.
I would vote forward pass.
Can we shut down Steve's mic for the night? Unless he starts agreeing with me.
Well, we should go to the truck and get a decision. Ryan Munch is our director. If, Ryan, you want to weigh in, do you vote Joe or do you vote...
You know,
he wants no part of it. We may need to go to Taylor, who's watching from home.
Well, it's all about the ego of Joe. And...
it was very close. I will give you that. I will give you that, my friend. It was very close. All right, 1st and 10, Monticello, as they try and get anything positive coming out of that. They'll close at Sauk Rapids Rice on Wednesday night. They put it on the ground again.
Oh, my
Fumble
goodness.
near the 34-yard line. Andover has it. Wow. Another turnover, this time Major Jungles coughs it up, and the Huskies get it back. Look at this. Jungles got hit. It may have been jarred loose by the Huskies' number 92, Jeremiah Constant, and it was certainly pounced on by Nolan Israelson, and Andover right back in business and a player down, and that could be the guy who fumbled, Jungles, who's shaken up on the play with 4:13 to go in the third. Wow.
Yeah. Wow, look at this, the opponent next week 4. The Huskies, Cambridge Isanti down big time to Coon Rapids, a team that the Huskies defeated last week, and CTN is bringing us this play. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Ryan. And a look here as Cambridge is going to air it out. It's like they're...
Yeah, and the Cardinals have had an up and down season. Of course, Coon Rapids got blown out by Andover 52-19 last Thursday. Second win in a row for Andover and moved them to 5-2. And you know, the Cardinals have had some really nice wins. I remember they, in week 1, I believe it was a 0-week game actually, they came back to beat Brainerd with a couple of touchdowns late. So the Cardinals have been up and down, but they're winning big there. And Andover dominating here. Get the football right back. Chase Pemberton in relay for Landon Nelson. Demario Davenport is the running back. And Davenport stands to his left. Trips out to the left as the Huskies go to their bench. This is actually the ball carrier there, R.J. Walker, getting a carry. It'll be his second down.
I thought he was a running back with Seattle in the NFL, but apparently he's getting some reps here at the high school level as well. And you see that nice run by R.J. Walker last week for Seattle. Anyway, nonetheless, back to high school, and it's, boy, time's got to keep running here, I think, at that 46 count, or does it get to 50 in the third quarter?
They swing it out to the left. It is caught by Anthony Monticello, and there's a flag on the play.
Pemberton complete to number 17, Antonelli. Flag on the play.
3:32 to go. Clock stop. Flag on the play. Andover leads at 46-0.
Holding.
And we have a hold.
Number 20 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Still second down.
I was just looking at the defensive stats for the Huskies. Coming into the game, they had 5 interceptions defensively. Now they have 3. I mean, turnovers has always been a signature component. They had 2 safeties. They have another one to add to that tonight as well. And, of course, fumble recoveries.
They set it up to Walker. Walker gets some positive yardage on second down and very long inside the 35-yard line. 3:15 to go here in quarter number 3. Once again, we are locked into running time in quarter number 4 of this football game tonight that Andover is dominated from start to finish. They led it 3-0 right out of the opening drive. Then got a safety. It was 5-0, 12-0 after one, and they've just been pulling away all night. Once again, Chase Pemberton, junior quarterback, in the game, drops back, throws it out to the right. It is caught near the 21-yard line, and that may have been...
Yeah, it was a nice reception. As you can see, Blankenship went up for that one and owned it, because that ball was almost a 50-50 ball. He came back to the ball. Strong reception, good hands that time, and then he was ransacked by 3. Triangulated there by Monticello for the tackle. Nice pickup by Blankenship.
4th down and 7. Quick drop. That's near a first down. It's caught again by Blankenship. And he's right at the sticks. We'll see if they move the chains. They're going to spot it down with 2 minutes to go in quarter number 2.
Blankenship, 2 consecutive receptions, getting a little momentum. Oh, my.
Yeah, he came up just short. Got it to the just inside the 25-yard line. Needed closer to the 23.
They need to challenge that right now. I'm kidding. They're up 46-0. But I really thought he had the first down.
Yeah, I did too. You look at this throw and where, actually,
I guess
pretty
maybe.
good spot. Good
I see the second.
play.
I thought he got it with a secondary spin.
Aiton Smith, good defensive play, and now the Magic right back at it. Late third quarter. And there's sophomore Luke Emmerich still out there. They send a man in motion, and he is going to take the handoff and try and turn the corner, and that is Holthouse. Good gain out to about the 35-yard line. Should be a gain of about 10. Should be a first down.
That'll be a gain of 9.
Oh,
so
no, he stepped out.
1.
Yeah, 33.
But, hey, keep in mind, we said, at the beginning, Monticello has not scored a point in the third quarter this whole season. So far, Huskies have held them in check for the whole game.
There's Emmerich, and we got another flag.
That's going to be motion Monticello. And those are the things you do when you sabotage.
False start, 76 White, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Those little things that disrupt the drive or terminate it in some ways. And they had that 3rd and a yard near the 50-yard line earlier this quarter, and a bad snap, fumble. Huskies went down and capitalized on that turnover. This was a 2nd and a yard, and now you get illegal motion.
2nd down, 6 yards to go for the Magic. Trying to get something positive going, and
kid stopped, illegal motion again.
Part of the snap, false start, 58 offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
1:03 to go in the 3rd quarter. 46-0 Andover tonight. Landon Nelson, 3 touchdowns on the ground. 2 rushing touchdowns for Dylan Kirshner. And, of course, that touchdown pass from Chase Pemberton to DeMario Davenport. Or, as Joe would argue, a rushing touchdown for Davenport on the lateral. And once again, we can't get anyone to break the tie and all of that. Here's the Magic. They're going to air it out near sideline. Throw by Emmerich out toward midfield. Knocked away. Good defensive play by the Huskies. Keegan Fogarty, he did a terrific job defending that play.
Got out there. They were trying to throw that deep ball. Fogarty got there, got that distance, measured up. The extension on that arm and prevented a gain on that long pass downfield. So getting some playing time for a variety of players here now are the Huskies defensively with this 46-0 dominating performance.
And Emmerich swings it out. It is caught, and that could be a Magic 1st down out at the 35-yard line. That is a good pitch and catch. Hayden Katzenberger catches, and they'll move the sticks out at the 35-yard line.
That they will. And that's going to take us to the end of this 3rd quarter. As that clock walks down, unless they go to a hurry-up offense. Maybe they'll get 1 snap in.
And they do, and the quarterback's going to keep it.
Yes,
Emmerich trying to get to the edge, in trouble, and maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. He was chased from the get-go on that play by the Andover Huskies. He was running for his life, and that is the end of 3rd. All Andover, we move to the 4th. Huskies lead at 46-0 here on QCTV. On to the 4th. Steve Thompson, Joe Rulin, our great QCTV crew on a chilly, damp Friday night, week 7, the high school football. Andover well on their way to a 5-2 record, a dominating performance tonight. Here's Emmerich, 2nd down and 9. It's going to air it out. In the air, knocked away. Intended receiver out there, Brock Holthaus. Terrific defensive play by the Andover Huskies. They had 2 players back deep. That was outstanding defense. And it was just one of those where it was all Andover, and the approach was, and I'm sure Monticello all week was preparing for that, vaunted passing attack, and Andover ran the football very effectively.
Hey, they found the seams. I'll tell you, that offensive line, excited to be able to run the ball as much as they have and dominate.
Dylan Kirchner. What a night tonight. Couple of touchdown runs. Landon Nelson, 3 touchdown runs. There's a good move. Holthouse, a catch, and another first down out to the 46-yard line.
Yep, second and third efforts at time, and keeping the chain moving, at least for Monticello.
And Emmerich, a sophomore, Holthouse sophomores, so a couple of bright spots for Monticello going forward, that those guys are getting minutes, learning the hard way as they're poised to fall to 3 and 4. They did get beat by Buffalo. St. Francis and Becker wins at Rogers, at St. Cloud Tech, and home to Cambridge Isani. And here we go, 1st and 10.
They're going to have to hurry, come up to the line with 6 seconds left. Boy, that snap came fast.
And they run it toward midfield.
Thought that was going to ricochet. Came so fast back off the shoulder pads. But you're right, he throws a good ball. Does Emmerich, when he's stepping into that ball, instead of fading away and not being rushed. But running an offense, too, as a sophomore isn't the easiest thing. And getting a feel on how to run that offense and less turnovers. And it's a team that's going to be very strong in the years to come.
Wirtz picked up 5, second down, 5 yards to go. And now the quarterback toward the sideline, Luke Emmerich. And now they're going to call another timeout. And I'm not sure why they're stopping the clock. It's running time, whether they take a timeout or not. I don't agree with that. You know, whether you take a timeout or not, it's still running time. But
it is. Hey, I was going to review the drives as well for the Huskies. An 83-yard drive. I thought this really represented their night. 83-yard drive in 13 plays, about 5 minutes, and then they come back with a 70-yard drive in 2 plays. And they leaned on the run much of that time. A couple of completions to Musungu on the 83-yard drive. He shortened up and made some nice plays in the middle.
But generally a quiet night for Sam, for sure. I mean, coming in, you look at the numbers he had put up into this game: 28 catches, 474 yards, 12 touchdowns, and a relatively quiet night. But I think teams still have to prepare for Sam Musungu. There's a good run up the middle. They put it on the ground again, and turnovers, mistakes for Monticello. But they get it down to the 40-yard line. That'll move the sticks again. First down and 10.
Looking at, again, a setup here for Monticello to try to, okay, Minnetonka still up 7-0 over Centennial. But let's see what Monticello can do here. But hey, the Huskies defense, some of these guys are getting some great reps, and we're stopping the clock here with
illegal substitution. Offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Okay.
I still think the clock should be moving, though. I mean, you know, say what you want. I mean, running time is running time.
I think running in place is also.
I don't do that.
Okay.
I don't do that stuff anymore. Running in place, jumping jacks, no.
It's, look at this run to that right side. They like that right side. They've been able to get some progress from that offensive line on that right side, but seeing an exchange of players coming in now for the Huskies, and players getting numerous reps.
And, you know, we brought up what they were able to do on the ground tonight, taking advantage of the turnovers, really making Monticello pay for turnovers tonight. But Andover, just a stellar defensive performance. They were able to get only one first down, and that came by a penalty in the first half, and that's very impressive. And near another first down for Monticello. And now, as we go under 8 minutes to go, the Andover reserves that are playing right now want to preserve that shutout because, you know, that's something. It's, hey, you know, we shutout wins. They are not easy in high school football, and Andover has a chance to do it here tonight.
Tough to come by, you're right.
They're down and short for the Magic, and coming up under center, Luke Emmerich. They're going to hand it off to the slot back, and that is good enough for a first down. And they're going to move the sticks again. So on the stat sheet, in the paper, online, whatever, is going to show some more first downs. But let's face it, Monticello picking up most of these first downs late here in the football game.
You can see the Andover crowd, the stands, students still feisty.
Hitting the backfield, not much doing there. That was a terrific defensive play by the Andover Huskies. And all over that in the backfield was Luke Beck. He was almost in the huddle.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I had also asked earlier tonight too as well with Coach DeVellis about his son, Connor, who's such a key role with the football team, and he's in Wisconsin River Falls playing. He's actually playing with a nephew of mine from Spring Lake Park on the offensive line.
Well,
and
River Falls having a nice year in the WIAC, and there's a terrific defensive play by the Andover Huskies as the quarterback is dragged. Jackson Castillo sacks the quarterback, Luke Emmerich.
That was a throwdown.
But UW River Falls having a nice year in the WIAC. They've got a good team. They're on the up and up. Of course, Whitewater, a perennial power. UW Lacrosse is playing very well, but River Falls certainly in the mix.
Yeah, he said Connor really likes it there. It's been an awesome experience so far, and loves the football program and Coach Walker.
Emmerich, little misdirection.
Oh,
big hit. But a first down, nice play, well-designed play by the Monticello Magic, and positive yards as they get it into the red zone. Justin Wirtz caught that pass, coming up on 5 to go in the game.
A couple of those hits almost knocked the Magic out of the Monticello players.
Yeah,
another
there
one
have been
by
some big
Israelson
hits.
had a big one.
First down and 10 at the 13. There's
one
been
of the
big hits all
hits.
night.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're on the move here, south of 5 minutes to go.
Not a lot of wind. That is certainly a good thing. And they're going to try the right side at the 10. Bouncing to the outside, cutting back inside the 5. Near the goal line was Griffin Fieldseth, I believe, number 26. Yeah, Fieldseth gets it inside the 5 near the goal line. And now the Magic trying to get on the board.
That was a fumble, I thought.
And apparently they did cough it up.
Yeah, they
and
did.
Andover celebrating.
Moving on the field as the player was down before the ball came out. The ruling on the field as the player was down.
Let's see here on the replay.
I thought I saw that thing pop loose.
Oh, the ball's out.
Ball was out.
It's out. But the ruling on the field is, you know, they can't go to the replay. There's the knee, and the ball's clearly out before the knee touches.
But
that is a fumble.
That would have been the 7th turnover.
But no replay in high school football. So the Magic get a break, and they have a chance to break this shutout. But great job by our crew catching that. The ball was out before the knee was down. So Monticello a break and a chance to score. Emmerich, inside handoff toward the end zone, and a touchdown for Monticello. Touchdown Monticello. That was, I believe, Fieldseth. It is Fieldseth. Number 26 takes it in. It's 46-6. 3:26 to go in the game. Lined up in the slot, took that inside handoff and gets into the end zone. Now they'll try the extra point. That low line drive kick sneaks over. And it's 46-7. 3:26 to go in the game. So give the Magic credit late in the game. They go down, get points. Got a bit of a break on that fumble, and boy, the turnovers tonight for the Magic.
They did. They averted one. They're late at about the 2-3 yard line, and which would have been their 7th. And even Harley getting into this one on the dancing, and you can see the fans still here, but it has been a tough night for Monticello. They'll move to 3-4. Andover now goes to 5-2, 3 wins in a row.
And will be a big favorite against Cambridge Isani on Wednesday night here at Husky Stadium. So a great chance to go to 6-2. And then on to section play. And they have the Elk River Elks in this section. So, you know, they have St. Francis to deal with. They got beat by St. Francis 20-18. The other lost to Elk River 67-35. But you know Andover wants another shot at St. Francis and then ultimately Elk River. We'll see how it plays out.
Try an onside kick here, perhaps. Nope, they're going to just kick it down.
And that's taken at the 15-yard line and returned by Ryan Fisek.
The Ross kick is returned by number 4, Ryan Fisek.
And we got about 3 minutes to go in the game, and the clock on the move, and Andover in command. They have dominated this one here tonight.
And I will say, maybe we mentioned a couple of times, but some of those drives they've had kept that defense on the field and continuing just to drive it, run it, and get after it and wore down that defense of Monticello. As I see, Centennial now has taken a 1-point lead over Minnetonka at 8-7.
There's Pemberton, and he's going to hand it off. And the ball carrier there for the Andover Huskies, I believe R.J. Walker. And that'll take us inside of 2 minutes.
Congratulations, you should say, to the boys soccer team for Andover. They advanced, I believe, to the finals.
Yeah, that's coming up quickly.
Semifinal win, yeah. And
that state tournament coming up quickly. We got volleyball coming up quickly.
Having a chance to see, boy, Champlain Park last night with their win over Anoka. Anoka, talented squad as well, but
Champlain Park's
3
good.
straight sets there, a different level. They're currently number 1, ranked number 1 in Class 4A.
And what a section! Defending state champ Wayzata, Champlain Park and Wayzata on a collision course, likely in a section final with a chance to get to the Xcel Energy Center. And of course, we'll have coverage of local teams as we move through. And
Champlain Park, yeah, as you mentioned, Wayzata met in a championship bracket for the section last year. Wayzata went on to win it all, but
and Wayzata, an unbeaten state champion a year ago, I think they only lost like 5 or 6 sets all season on the way to that unbeaten state title. One of the more dominant state champions in any sport here in the state of Minnesota. What the Wayzata Trojans did a year ago. Of course, Champlain Park won a state volleyball title not that long ago. As we're under a minute to go in the game, and you think about what's happened. Andover boys and girls hockey and the great success and the defending state champions there. And it's good to see our schools from the Anoka Hennepin School District, Anoka, Andover, Blaine, Champlain Park, Coon Rapids, represented in these state tournaments.
Absolutely.
Right. One more to play to be run.
They can get that first down, or will there be a change of possession?
And
maybe they can keep
down.
that clock running, and they should. Yes, they will.
And the handoff there to R.J. Walker. And the clock's going to wind down, and they're not going to need to line up and run any more plays. That is going to do it. There's going to be a change of possession. It will be officially Monticello ball, but this one is over as Andover cruises to a 46-7 win over the Monticello Magic, as Joe mentioned a moment ago. Andover now 5-2 with Cambridge Isani coming up on Wednesday night here at Huskies Stadium. Monticello drops to 3-4, and they go on the road at Sauk Rapids Rice on Wednesday night. MEA weekend, and on to our player of the game. And well, I'll tell you what, that running attack, pretty special for the Andover Huskies, and quarterback Landon Nelson leading the way tonight, Joe.
He was. A good effort. 3 touchdowns, some timely completions, but just kind of led that running attack for Andover. And you get a look here at the player of the game.
There's that first touchdown run. 7 or 8 yards, depending on who you talk to.
7 the first time, was it, or 8 the second? And a 32-yard field goal put into that as well.
Yeah, threw the ball on the run. There's a catch by Sam Masungu. And then Landon Nelson again, this time from 8 yards out. 7 on the first, 8 on the second. And then Landon Nelson again, this time from close range. Also kicked a 32-yard field goal in the football game. Did a good job in extra points. So senior Landon Nelson, a huge part in what turned out to be Andover in a great ground attack tonight, Joe.
Absolutely, led by the senior Nelson, and of course Kirchner, a huge contribution. He was near 150 yards rushing himself, and a couple of scampers as well. Looking up, coming to broadcast schedules coming your way here soon. More football. That's coming up on the 19th, Wednesday. Cambridge here at Andover, followed by Anoka and Champlain Park.
The battle for the paddle.
The battle for the paddle, and some football. Also, section play coming your way on the 25th and the 28th. So, some great activity coming to you, and nice win as Coach Tom DeVellis celebrates with the team.
And this Andover football team, they get that ground game going. You know they can throw it and play outstanding defense. I don't think there's any team anywhere in the state would want to deal with the Andover Huskies at 5-2 and playing very well heading into the finale on Wednesday night. By the way, you'll see it here on QCTV here at Huskies Stadium. And
some fans of the game too, as tonight was just pure crazy. As you look at, there it is, T-Dog. I know Trevor.
He's not even wearing a hat. I'm impressed.
And a few of the others, crazies in that crowd tonight for the Huskies, and the fans stuck with it. So a big night for the Huskies. Win over the Magic. They hit on all cylinders, starting to hit that switch for postseason. 1 game left, but they got to feel good where they're at.
They're going to be a big factor in 5A before it's all said and done. Andover rolls over Monticello tonight, 46-7. Of course, big thanks to all the folks here at Andover High School, and Eric Latola, the athletic director, and all the folks upstairs that allowed Joe and I in the press box. We thank them for that. And our terrific QCTV crew. And Joe, always fun to work with you. And now I'm going to thaw out for the rest of the weekend. It was a chilly, damp night tonight. Tip of the cap to all the fans that hung in there tonight. We weren't able to get the moisture cleared off the windows tonight, so we had to rely on the monitor quite a bit tonight. And you see Andover celebrating. One of the things that came out of this game tonight as well was beyond what they did on the ground tonight with Nelson and Kirchner and the way they ran the ball, but that offensive line did a terrific job. And I don't think those guys get enough credit for what they did. That offensive line of the Andover Huskies just dominated the football game. It set the tone, and Monticello really had no answer for that.
And led by Frostley at center. He's been starting that role since a sophomore, and he's kind of the cog up that, gets that whole line set, makes those line checks, and also the calls there. But it's good to see him playing so cohesively as a whole on that offensive set. So again, much more pleasure running downhill on the running, but also they can protect as well on the pass. So hitting on those cylinders. The core fours all hit tonight. Special teams played a role with a safety and a great kickoff return to start the game. Meanwhile, some good turnovers. A total of 6 turnovers for the Huskies defense. The running game got themselves going as well. So a good outing here for Andover.
All right, we're going to run once again on this damp, chilly Friday night. Andover rolls over Monticello 46-7. For our QCTV crew and my play-by-play partner, Joe Luna, I'm Steve Thompson. Good night.
The magic, the opposite of magic, is there certainly